8 minutes, and then we have a note, 4 minutes. Take it away.
As the author of this paper cannot come to the scene due to the visa issue, I will introduce this paper on the behalf of the authors. Let me introduce the mmStress, a millimeter wave-based long-term human stress monitoring solution which can distill stress from human daily activities. First, why do we need to monitor human stress? Nowadays, people are under great stress due to the accelerated pace of work and life. Surveys show that about 74% of Britons and 55% of Americans feel that they live under the stress. In addition, long-term exposure and accumulation of stress harms one's mental health and physical health. In particular, chronic stress is highly correlated with depression, anxiety, and so on. Moreover, people with high stress are more likely to suffer from chronic disease such as Parkinson's disease. So long-term stress such as Parkinson's disease, long-term stress monitoring is significant for human health. To monitor human stress, the current mainstream solution is that subjects record the stress level by filling in a well-designed questionnaire per day even per hour. However, it is obtrusive and burdensome that the user can easily be impatient to it and finally return unreliable results. The other solution is wearables. However, it requires users to wear smart devices all the time, which is uncomfortable, and reliable results require people to be quasi-static. This handles its widespread usage in daily life. And YStress, a MIT HRV-based stress monitoring solution, analyzes the MI wave signal reflected by the user to estimate heartbeats, and finally enforce the user's stress. While taking a pioneer step toward contactless stress, monitoring YStress is limited to quasi-static situations only. For example, the target user needs to be completely still or only perform minimal activities, such as flipping books and typing. In conclusion, the state of the art is limited to stress monitoring in quasi-static scenarios. To break the quasi-static limitation about stress monitoring, we propose mmStress, a solution for distilling stress from human daily activities. The radar generates point clouds and the trajectory of people's activities by analyzing millimeter wave echoes. We put the point cloud and trajectory into our well-designed neural network, mmStressNet. After training, we can get human stress from daily activities. In addition, millimeter wave as a contactless sensor solution does not invade privacy and goes unnoticed by users. So how mmStress works? Now we introduce a concept, displacement activity, which is the external manufacturer of people's stress state. Displacement activities are activities in which a person unconsciously squares, touches the head, wanders, and shakes the legs under stress. The frequency and the intensity of displacement activities increase with the increasing stress. Let's see the video demo to watch one's change of displacement activity during a stress-inducing task. We can see that the frequency of the volunteer scratching his head increasing significantly when he is under high-level stress. Besides him, we recruit 10 volunteers and use MST to induce how low, medium, and high level of stress to verify these conclusions. We calculate the frequency of displacement activities as the change of stress. In the figure, we can see the frequency of the displacement activities increase with the increasing stress, and everyone's displacement activities category vary greatly. For example, some people touch their heads under stress and others may yawn or shake their legs. With these conclusions, mmStress aims to distill displacement activities from daily activities. Despite the existence of displacement activities, they are hard to be detected. A displacement activity is usually brief and interspersed in other normal daily activities. Therefore, we design a neural network mmStressNet to distill displacement activity features. So to distill displacement activities, we design two feature extractors. The two modules obtain the displacement activity features from an activity sequence of variable length from both global and partial view. The first feature extractor is global view module, which uses self-attention to distill all possible displacement activities from global view. For example, assuming that a person generates a continuous sequence of activities that the number of displacement activity is greater than 5, we consider this person to be under high-level stress. And if the number of activity is 3 or 4, people may be under medium-level stress, and the other are under low-level stress. And this module improves the model sensitivity. The second feature extractor is partial view module. Due to the self-attention, it may introduce non-displacement activity frames, so we need to remove them. Displacement activities are continuous and of variable length, therefore we remove confused activity frames with a variable size temporal window based on delta causal convolutions. For example, we remove the shaking hand frame and the people stress data is changed from the medium level stress to low level stress. This module improves the model accuracy. Other challenge is stress data imbalance. In human daily life, people experience low level stress most of the time. If we train in the normal way, results are biased towards the majority class. So we give more weight to minority class on the loss function by the probability to minimize the balance loss. In conclusion, we use global and partial view module to distill displacement activity features and use post-hoc logic adjust procedure to solve stress data imbalance. We conduct a long-term stress monitoring experiment. 10 volunteers are recruited and a millimeter wave radar is deployed in their bedroom for 30 days. More than 1,200 hours of activity data were collected, and we use smartwatch stress level as the ground truth. The results are shown in the figure. mmStress level prediction accuracy reached 83%, and the effect of stress prediction varies from person to person. For example, the figure shows the stress change of 2 volunteers at night for 5 days, and subject 1 is under very low stress, whereas subject 2 is in high stress, and only could take a break on weekend evenings because they do different jobs. Subject 1 is a university administrator who has a relatively easy job, and subject 2 is a programmer at a software company who often works overtime, and his stress is just like us who are rushing to meet the paper deadline. So in conclusion, we find stress is relevant to everyone's job. Okay, the above is all content about this talk. And thank you for listening, and the authors are glad to receive any questions through emails.
Let's thank the speaker for being good sport for representing the authors who couldn't be here. And I recommend we don't stress him out by asking him questions as he wasn't part of the work. This is our final presentation, and then we'll move into the panel.